I can't allow that.
Step out of the car for me.
No, sir, I can't allow that. I have my animals here.
Welcome back to the Trial Tactics TV channel. Guys, today, we head to Illinois for another right-to-travel fail by a guy who for some reason has a car full of pets. He already has 2 right-to-travel fails under his belt, but today we're going to take a look at his first encounter, and it doesn't go well.
Sit down.
Can you do me a favor? Can you actually pull that way so I'm not blocking traffic or anything? Kind of like parallel to the sidewalk. So I can get behind you.
What'd you pull me over for?
Pull you over for no turn signal. Okay. Can you straighten up here so I can get out of traffic, please?
No, I'd like to get my dog shot. Is there an emergency? You got your flashers on.
Yeah.
Hey.
Traffic stop. Can you straighten up your car right here?
I'm in a parking spot, officer.
I'm blocking traffic now here.
I don't know why you pulled me over.
Pull over for no turn signal back
Sit
there
down.
on Richmond.
Okay,
That's why I pulled you over.
settle.
Okay. Can you do that for me so I'm not holding up traffic, please?
No, I'm in a parking spot. You've detained me. What are you detaining me for?
I pulled you over because you turned without using a turn
Okay, I'm
signal.
not operating in commerce.
If you thought that answer didn't make any sense, then you haven't seen anything yet also. And this is just an observation. Is it a requirement that you have to be an underscore to become a SovCit? Because every SovCit seems to be an underscore. Just move to a more convenient location. The world will not end if you do somebody a favor.
I'm in my private business affairs, sir.
But when you use the roadways, you have to use your license.
That's not what the Supreme Court says.
Okay. You have your driver's license and proof of insurance.
I don't use my driver's license when
You
I'm
don't use
traveling
your
in my
driver's
private. I don't use a driver's license when I'm traveling in my private business affairs.
You're traveling in your private business
That's
affairs,
right.
You don't use a driver's license.
I do not. I have a passport. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Now, that's the first time I've heard SovCit call his vehicle a private business affair. It sounds like something you and an acquaintance might get up to in your spare time on a business trip, than something you would call your vehicle. I guess the sausage gurus out there must be doing a bit of rebranding to get the numbers up.
You have your proof of insurance for this vehicle? You have to have insurance for any vehicle that you drive on the road.
I'm operating in commerce. I'm not operating in commerce. I'm in my private.
If it's on the road, sir, do you have your insurance card? Because if you don't, I'm just going to write you for no insurance. Okay.
Well,
and then I noticed that you have
sir, go run my passport.
And then I noticed that you have expired registration as well. You got a whole boatload of things going on, and you failed to use your turn signal, which is why I stopped you.
On is a perfect way to describe this situation. As well as the dog barking, I can now hear a cat meowing for some reason. This is on top of all the SovCit nonsense.
Okay, that's not a crime, but go run my passport. You have a victim, sir?
Do you not have your proof of insurance before I go back here?
I'm not operating in commerce. I'm in my private business affairs. I have an unalienable right to travel, and the Supreme Court says so. Would you go run my passport?
So you don't have your your actual driver's license?
I don't use a driver's license when I'm not operating in commerce.
Okay.
So now, he lights a cigarette. I'm not sure if this is some kind of prop to distract the cop and thinks it will just get rid of him, or if he's just being rude. Either way, it's disrespectful. It's also not very good for the pets to be breathing in smoking such a confined space.
Where you headed this morning? Headed home?
That's none of your business.
Okay. Okay. I told her, boy, truck.
What's your name?
Sorry?
What's your name?
My name is Officer Payne, badge number 116.
No, what's your name?
My name is Officer Payne.
No, what's your name?
Officer Payne, badge number 116.
When you violate my rights and you detain me without a crime, without a victim, in my personal business affairs, I need to know your name so that I know where to seek remedy later. What is your name, sir?
Okay. Just sit tight in the car, okay? Do not get out the vehicle. Stay right there. Thank you.
pulled me over for a turn signal, for not using my turn signal.
Yeah, the turn signal violation is probably the least of your problems right now because the cop is on his way back having ran your name through the system using the fake passport you gave him. And it's bad news.
Okay. So I'm going to hand you this back here.
Thanks.
So I just ran you in dispatch like you just asked me to. Turns out you're expired as well. So I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle for me, please.
This is not expired.
No, that's not, but I ran your name. And so what they can do is they can find your name and date of birth, and with that, they can look up your driver's license record. Okay, when they looked up your record, they
I don't need a driver's license when I'm
traveling. You don't have a valid driver's license, sir. Can you step out of the vehicle?
I don't need one. I'm traveling in my private business affairs.
Can you step out of the vehicle?
No, I can't allow that. You have a warrant?
Need you to, no, I don't have a warrant, but at this point,
okay, well, you bring me a warrant.
So he says later on in the video that he isn't trying to be an __, but he's doing a damn good impression of one if you ask me. Also, what kind of person would attempt to intimidate a cop by threatening to quote-unquote seek remedy against him over a lawful traffic stop? I can understand it if the stop was unlawful and the cop was trying to violate his rights, but he's not.
You're driving a car and you're not authorized to drive this vehicle. You do not have a driver's license.
I'm well within my constitutional rights to travel in my private automobile.
No, you're not. You're not. You're illegally operating a vehicle and you just step
Well,
out
write
the
the stinking ticket then.
No, you can't drive this car anywhere. I'm going to see. Here's a few things. We could go about this in a few different routes, okay? You could be a little bit more pleasant and polite, and we can maybe get somebody else up here to get this car for you. But if you keep going this route, I'll get your car towed.
Call the sheriff. I don't think you really want to do that.
Why not?
Call the sheriff.
Why not?
I don't need a driver's license when I'm traveling in my private business affairs in my private automobile. No, sir. I can't allow that.
Step out of the car.
No, sir, I can't allow that. I have my animals here.
So we were so close then he was on the verge of pulling him out of the vehicle when a second officer, probably supervisor, turns up, and after a short conversation off camera, the officer goes back to his vehicle. And then this happens when he comes back.
Sit tight.
Okay, sir. We're code 5. Okay, sir. So I'm gonna go ahead and get you out of here. I have all of these tickets, okay? There are 3 of them. They all have the same court date. That is at Coles County Courthouse in Charleston, okay? And that is on April 11th, 2023 at 9 a.m., okay? The first one that I wrote for you is for no valid driver's license. Here's that one for you here. Okay, you have options on those for what you want to do. Okay, then the next one is for operating an uninsured vehicle. So here's that one for that. Okay, and then the last one here is for expired registration. Okay, you understand all those? You understand that you must be at that court date on 4/11/23, 9 a.m. Coles County Courthouse, Charleston.
Guys, can I explain something?
Go ahead.
Here we go word salad. Incoming the tickets have already been written, so nothing of what he says will help him, but SovCits just have to preach their nonsense at anyone who will listen to them. I would walk away at this point, but this officer has more patience than me, so he listens.
I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Okay.
But I believe in freedom.
Absolutely.
I believe in unalienable rights for you and me. And I want you guys to make sure that you're safe today because there's a lot of idiots out there, and I'm not one of them.
I know.
But what I am is a guy that believes in freedom. And it is my unalienable right, guys, to travel in my private business affairs in my personal private automobile.
Okay.
Okay. Unless I'm operating it for hire on the public roads, then I have to have a driver's license.
No,
and that's not my opinion.
That's not true.
Well, the Supreme Court of the United States would differ with me.
They did not say that.
It's correct. If the Supreme Court had ruled in such a case, then it would be huge news, and it would spread throughout the United States, and this cop would not be writing tickets, and you wouldn't be going to court on the 4th of 11/23 at 9:00 a.m. I'm sorry, but you've fallen for a scam, but you're not the first, and you certainly won't be the last.
You have to have a driver's license if you're going to drive a car.
If I'm operating in commerce, I'm not operating in commerce, sir.
Okay.
And not using a turn signal is not a crime. You do not have a victim. You must have a victim.
It's a moving violation. The victim is the state of Illinois.
What are those moving violations and those codes and those ordinances? Who are those written for?
It's from section 625 ILCS.
I know. Who are they written for?
For the citizens of the state of Illinois.
They're written for the employees of the corporation, you work for a corporation, the city of Mattoon, a for-profit corporation.
I work for the local government through the city of Mattoon and also through the state of Illinois.
Which are for-profit corporations, and you're enforcing policy. It is the policy, it is not a law.
The policy, the police comes from the word policy.
Exactly. And the policy that you folks are enforcing is the policy of the for-profit corporation that you work for, sir, which is the city of Mattoon. It is not a law. It is a policy. Now, if I'm gonna,
what's the difference between law and policy?
The supreme law of the land is the Constitution of the United States of America.
Absolutely.
That is the law.
Exactly. So why do you guys conveniently ignore the 10th Amendment if you love the Constitution? So much I'll tell you why. It's because that's the amendment where states derive their power to govern the roads. And you guys hate that, so you come up with nonsense like you're enforcing policy. And the government is a corporation to justify your illegal behavior.
What you're talking about is policy of a for-profit corporation for the employees of the corporation to follow. If you run my passports, you'll see that I'm not a U.S. citizen.
So here we go. We got 4 things. Okay, you did not use your turn signal. That's an unlawful thing to do. That's against the law.
No, it's
okay?
against
you
your
don't have
policy.
A valid driver's license. That's against the law. Your registration is expired. That's against the law. You don't have valid insurance. That's against the law. You have 4 things that
you're
did
presuming
that were against the law.
You're presuming some things there,
well,
and those are not against the law.
See, my job is to seek the facts.
You're not listening to me. Those are not against the law. Those are against your policy.
That's against the law.
And I'm not operating in commerce. I'm in my private business affairs.
Okay.
And the court system is also a for-profit corporation, which is not a government.
Yeah, that's until you need to use that for-profit corporation, which is not a government, to retaliate by filing frivolous false liens on cops and judges. Then it suddenly becomes a court of law again, right?
So
we can't control that.
But see, if I don't... See, here's the thing, guys. If I don't claim my rights and stand up for them, I don't have any.
Do you have any questions for me at all? Other than that, you're free to go.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. You go, what's that supposed to mean? You got free citations, and you were within the whisker of being arrested. Only a SovCit could spin this into some kind of win anyway. He was stopped, or at least posted another traffic stop 2 weeks later. So clearly, he didn't learn anything from this one. I'll be covering that stop soon. So look out for that video on the Trial Tactics TV channel. Right, thanks for watching. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like, share the video, and subscribe to the Trial Tactics TV channel. Thank you also to my channel members and patrons for your continued support. All right, take care all. And I will catch you in the next video foreign.